Hello to all my book club members and welcome if you're new. Hello, my name is Christina and I love to read books. And today I'm going to do my July TBR, the books that I read in the month of July. Um, there is a couple, um, there are some of them that I don't actually have the book anymore. So, um, because I checked them out from the library and one of the books I had, but I actually lost it somewhere here in the room. So, Um, one of the books I did read was Long Live the Pumpkin Queen. I checked that one out from my library. I definitely want to buy that book. That book was amazing. It took me 2 days to read that book. And normally it takes me long to read a book, but it didn't take me that long to read a book. When I get into a book and I like it and I'm into it, I get it done like that. The other book is The Lost Boy. Now that book I lost, it's somewhere here. It's either in my bedroom, my office, somewhere in this house. I'll find it. The other one was The Queen's Secret. That book took me a little time to read it, but it's not a book. I don't know if I'd want it in my book collection. This book I'm actually turning back in today. I just finished this book yesterday. I'm actually turning this book in today at the library, along with something else that I checked out. But this book is amazing. I love this book. I love Colleen Hoover. She's one of my favorite book authors. Colleen Hoover, I love you so much. And if I think she's got another new book that came out, or it's a book she already had, but it's got a new book cover, which is fine. I would like to have all the original book covers instead of the new book covers. But that's alright. Next one is, I didn't finish this book, Lessons in Chemistry. I'm actually reading this book. I started reading this book yesterday. This is on my TBR to read for this month. I am on chapter 7 of this book. I got all the way to, for one day I started reading and got to chapter 7. So I'm on chapter 7 of this book. I'm not gonna promise you I'll have it done by the end of this month. There's no way. I don't think I can, but who knows. But I am reading it, so we'll see. Another book I read was Looking for Alaska. My husband bought me this book because I've been wanting this book. And I thought this book was about a guy on a ship with his crew, and they were looking for Alaska to get from one, say, place to Alaska. And their ship comes over, and, that's what I basically thought it was about. No, it's about a guy looking for a female named Alaska, and he falls in love with her. And this book was amazing as well, and I love John Green books, so I have most of his books. The next book, Dragon Rider. I promised this book to my son, but then my son tells me he's got the whole book collection, so this was a good book, and I did like this book. I like this book a lot. But it's not a book I want in my book collection. So I know I said I needed to read book 2 and 3, but I'm not going to read book 2 and 3. Eventually, I'll borrow my son's collection books and I'll read it, but no. But I'm not going to say no. I would recommend all these books to you to read. I would recommend Dragon Rider to read to see if you might like that particular book. Another book that I read was Anybody Out There. This book is an okay book. It's not really a book. This is a book series as well. I don't know if this is her second, third book of it, but it wasn't a book. It didn't give me chills. It didn't give me that, when I read it. I didn't sit here and go, oh, it didn't make me cry. It didn't give me that wow factor. I want a book that's going to give me the wow factor. I mean, especially if I'm into it, I'm going to read the whole thing. Now, this book was supposed to be on my September TBR to read for the month of September. But instead, I went on ahead and read it. It's by Crystal Hubbard, and it's With the Heart. I think this is the only book. I think there might be other ones. I did post this on Goodreads that I did read it. It was a short book, so I know I could get it done. And I had this book done in one day, so it wasn't that hard to read this book in one day. But it is a book I am keeping, and I would read that book again. Another book I read, I do not really care for, is The Necessary Evil. I believe this is book 2 or 3 of the book series. And I bought the book because I thought it was going to be a good one. It's not bad. I mean, it is a good book. It's not a bad book. I'm not saying it's a bad book. It's just not a book that I can see myself going on my bookshelf, picking it up again, and reading it again. Eventually, I might say, you know what, I read that book. Let's read it again and see. But no, it's not a wow factor for me that, I'll go put it on my bookshelf and read it again. Ugly Love is something I'd put on my bookshelf and I would read again. Looking for Alaska is something I would definitely read again. Like, if I'm in a bind and I'm going on another trip, or I'm going to, my brother's house to visit my brother or a family member and visit, I'd probably take this small book with me so I know I'd read it again and take it and read it. Let them see the cover. Oh, is that a good book? Yeah. When I'm done, you may read it, and if they read it and they like it, that's cool. So that is my July TBR. I do have it's a health book, a diet health book that I'm having checking out from the library, but it's not here yet, and I was going to put it on this July TBR. Now, I do have some other books as well on TBR for this month as well, because I have it written down on my well, it's not for this month, but it's on my TBR books to read on Goodreads, and hopefully I can get through the TBRs and start reading some of the books and get it done. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And until next time, guys, I love you and hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, blessed day. Bye, guys.